time to sort out the T2s from the C5s. It's the penultimate day of Techno Games.
The biggest and the very best in the world of cybersports are revving up and getting ready for action. Getting ready for the biggest robot tournament ever. From the Technodrome at Shepperton Studios, we bring you Techno Games 2002.
Hello and welcome to the show. The Technodrome is buzzing, the circuits are blazing, and it's all coming to a head after 9 days of cyber conflict. Tonight we'll be crowning champions in the long jump, lightweight sprint and tug of war. Here's the full rundown of what we've got for you tonight. It's the spider against the rabbit in the heavyweight sprint. The long jumpers are back in action. More rabbits in the assault course. We have the last pull in the tug of war final. Some soaked speed in the solar challenge. The last places in the swimming final up for grabs. And of course the lightweight sprint final. With the inside track on what makes our champions go, I'm joined by our resident tech experts, Professor Martin Smith of the University of Central England and Professor Noel Sharkey of Sheffield University. In a few moments we'll be going live to a clash of the Techno Titans in the heavyweight sprint playoff. First, let's take a look at how the bronze medal contenders made it here.
Not too much in it at the beginning, but Ulysses is cutting across into Clodhopper's lane. Ulysses crosses the line and goes through to the final. Black Widow trying to increase the pace, but slipping rather as Scuttleby Squared crosses the line in the new world record. And Black Widow in trouble, slipping all the time.
So it's time to find out if Black Widow is feeling deadly or Clodhopper manages to stamp all over the opposition. Let's go over live to Andy Collins. Andy, it's a relative term, isn't it, sprint?
It is in this event. Clodhopper, you've sustained a bit of damage in the toe of your boot. Is that going to affect your performance?
That won't affect our performance. The only thing that might is that we're running a little low on battery juice.
Oh, battery juice?
Yes.
Oh dear. But the advantage that you have got is you are able to have a good sense of control over your robot, aren't you?
Slightly. We can try and keep in a straight line this time.
Well, you're doing a good job so far. I mean, this lot over here, they've got no control whatsoever over your robot, have you?
We've got no control whatsoever. All I'm going to do is push the lever forward and just let it go.
Well, listen, guys, you're playing for the bronze medal here, right? Now, normally we use like a stopwatch for this event to time you, but we've got a sundial in place. So best of luck. Bronze medal going to one of you. Who's it going to be?
Thanks very much, Andy. Now it's over to the experienced hands of Barry Davis for the action.
Now this could well be the survival of the fitter, the injured leg of Black Widow, nearer camera, and the bruised toe of Clodhopper, and more bruises going to come here as they rub shoulders down the middle. Clodhopper trying to get away, it's making quite a good contest out of it. Black Widow hasn't finished in the last two and is struggling now as Clodhopper gets away. So, is there a feeling here that we want to go down together? No, Clodhopper breaks into another little sprint. It's very much fits and starts for one and painful motion for the one we're looking at here, Black Widow. Not all the legs are working, that's clear. Clodhopper, another little spurt. Getting nearer, we're coming to the 15-meter line. Black Widow seems to have given up the ghost. Now coming to the 20-meter line, Clodhopper. About time for another rest, isn't it? No, not taken, but coming. Oh, yes. A little twirl, and we're going to finish in reverse gear. The shoelace, the bootlace is coming undone. But it's... No, not there. No. Oh, gosh. This is agony. But this is victory. Huge applause as Clodhopper finally crosses the line to take the bronze medal. Not exactly poetry in motion. The two of them very friendly early on. Clodhopper offering all sorts of angles of motion. Heel first at the finish, but crossing the line in 1 minute 36.04 seconds to take the bronze medal. final comes up tomorrow.
So the interesting thing here is that the performances are actually getting worse and worse and worse the nearer we get to the finals. Black Widow did not finish, marked down on our forms here. And what happened to Clodhopper?
Well, I think it was his personal worst, not by a lot. But they did say at the beginning that their battery was draining. And so that's what was wrong there. I mean, the battery drained down a little bit and it didn't work.
He uses car starter motors and they take an awful lot of current. They're very, very powerful.
But Black Widow only managed to finish once in the whole contest.
And so nearly got a bronze.
But it was mainly because of steering problems. It kept ending up trying to climb over the wall.
Thanks, guys. And make sure you're watching tomorrow to find out who the heavyweight sprint gold medalist is going to be. Now, it's time for the first final of the day in the long jump. Last year, Rivet set the standard to beat. Let's take a look.
4-4-1 first time. It's around the same, but two good jumps in the high jump. It's playing its part in the competition, if not winning it.
Andy Collins was in the Technodrome for this year's challenge.
OK, they've given me 30 seconds to explain the long jump, but there's robots and sand. What more do you need to know? What I can show you is the world record, a whopping 8.7 metres that's remained unbeaten since the first games. And Barry, the longest jump, wins. Would you believe it?
Thanks for keeping me informed, Andy. We're looking at Rodney, the entry from Belton Primary School in Leicestershire.
I'm here with Rodney. Unlike the other competitors, this team has tried to replicate the human movement. It's not easy to do. He's got 6 sets of muscles in the legs. These are high-powered bands. You see here, from the ankle to the lower leg, around the knee, from the upper leg to the back, and 2 sets of muscles in the arms to get that final flip. So let's see how he does.
Power up.
Yes, let's see if all the muscles get it together. Plenty of height, but not too far into the pit. And a bit of sand swallowed, I would think, just over the 1 metre line.
1.25 metres.
1.25. Now, Cyberflea, the entry of the Spillane family from Tingley in West Yorkshire. Father and 2 sons.
Power up.
Down goes the foot, away goes Cyberflea, and that's good. That's around 6.5 metres. Got plenty of height. Landing slightly belly flop, but the distance, good.
6.5 metres.
Precisely 6.5. Now, ready to go is Jumping Jack from Chesham in Buckinghamshire, Dave Pritchard and John Whittaker.
Power up.
He didn't do too well last year. Back to have another attempt of sorts. All smiles, but pretty minimal distance. Back legs actually outside the pit.
0.55.
That's 0.55. And set to go now is Dennis the Hopper from Wellingborough in Northamptonshire, Adrian and Darrell Day, and Stephen Cartledge. Looks good. Oof. But that might have been a bit painful. Certainly bit quite a lot of the sand when it landed. And a little ungainly.
1.1 metres.
1.1. Let's see if the Hedgehog can do better. Manic Hedgehog from Emsworth in Hampshire. Jonathan Cunnison and his son James. Oh dear. The legs pushed and the body fell flat. And I think there's a broken leg and clearly no distance to measure. Now FS, another father and son entry, John and Joshua Flood from Aspey de la Zouche.
Power up.
And that's promising. Over the 6 metre line. Leading distance so far is 6.5 metres. I think it's a little shorter than that. Lots of height. Almost looked as though it was going to land. It did land on its back, in fact.
6.25 metres.
6.25. So 6.5 lead, 6.25 in second place, and here is the holder of the world record, 8.7 metres, the entrant of Lanesborough School, the Eagling family.
Hello, I'm James Eagling, and this is my father Peter, and this is our robot knee deeps. It's powered by elastic, which when fired, the legs expand, which propel the robot of 45 degrees. Hopefully on the long jump, 5 metres, unless it explodes into thousands of tiny pieces.
Power up.
So 6.5 metres to beat, slight hesitancy, and away it goes, and it's enormous. It's right out of the pit. Clear winner. Huge jump, great height, and a classic style. Bent back a little bit at the end, couldn't sustain it, such was the length of the jump. At this point the position is perfect, and then starts to lean back a little bit. Even so. Now what's the distance?
12.6 metres.
James, you told me you weren't going to beat your world record.
I know, but I thought it was going to explode. It would go 4, 5, 6 metres, but it didn't explode. All the way out to the sandpit.
Out of the sandpit, mate. Now, the record before was 8.7. You've set a new world record of 12.6. Well done, guys. Well done indeed.
Bronze to FS, the silver to Cyberflea, and taking their own world record apart, winning for the 3rd year running the gold medal to Knee Deep.
Well, a new world record is set. Why were you so pleased?
Well, it's such a wonderful rocket, and the little boy is just so clever, and they don't come here to win medals. That was a nice side benefit for them. It's about the education of the boy and the relationship between the boy and the dad and what they can make together, and the fun of the teamwork of coming here is what they really like about it. So it was good.
And
but the machine itself, though, yes.
It's a phenomenal success. It's not just a few metres ahead of everyone. It's a sandpit ahead of everyone.
But what's interesting about that was that it wasn't very efficient at all compared to the others. But what it does is, I've got the little fuel cell here again, the elastic fuel cell. What it does is, when I stretch these elastic bands here, you can see it's very difficult. I can't stretch them very far. And I need to use energy to stretch these. So I'm actually translating my energy into these elastic bands.
Right.
And while I keep them stretched, they're holding my energy. Now, I'm not getting all my energy in there because some will be lost with the friction and heat dissipation. So while I keep that stretched, I've got stored energy there. Now, when I let it go, I release the energy. And what I hope to do is to release as much of that energy as possible into the forward movement.
Yeah.
Now, if I release all of the energy into the forward movement, that's 100% efficiency.
Yeah.
If I release half the energy, that's obviously 50% efficiency. But the efficiency of Knee Deep was actually, according to our resident statistician, only 0.22%, which is really low efficiency.
So had they increased the efficiency, how far could they have jumped?
Well, according to our resident statistician, if it was increased to 100%, they would have actually jumped 3.5 miles. Because according to James, it would have been blown to pieces. Well, that's true, yes. It would have gone straight through the wall and out the other side, really, wouldn't it?
OK, right now it's time for the hotly contested semis in the assault course. Here's how the tech teams involved managed to get through basic training.
And Wolf is already through the first obstacle. Comes in to score a goal. Very strange performance by Big Bro. It's as though we're watching it in slow motion. Struggle continues as it comes to score a goal. Looks as though it's going to go for the ramp. It is indeed. Very smoothly done. Scores the goal, takes on the tyres, through the finishing line, and over the ramp. Goes transparent, then turns when it didn't need to. Well, that's got to be a disqualification. It's not the footballer. Buggy immediately taking revenge. They've both hit each other's football, and now they seem to be just having a go at each other. Finally crosses the line.
Barry Davis watched the action earlier when assault course record holder Techno Moth, rank outsider Bugs Buggy, Team Wolf and sumo gold medalist Big Bro lined up.
This is Wolf, who set the standards with the first world record of the competition. Gareth Dean in charge. Big Bro, very quick too, but running out of battery power last time, a problem for Ian Watts.
Wolf and Bigger Bro in the semi-final. Wolf, the greater bulk, massive advantage in this tournament. Bigger Bro, the speed and manoeuvrability. Now, if Wolf's batteries in Bigger Bro hold up, I give this guy the edge.
Power up.
Should be quick, but this is a semi-final. Nerves might come into it. Pretty even break. Wolf perhaps with a slight advantage. And now Big Bro picking up and exits first. Both ignoring the ramp. And Wolf having a few problems. Big Bro should come clear quicker, but then Big Bro has problems, and it's Wolf who comes clear to hit the target with the football. Should be Wolves from now, especially as Big Bro has missed the goal, so there'll be penalty points there. Big Bro goes through to win in terms of reaching the finishing line first, but the penalty points will give victory to Wolf. Wolf scored, but Big Bro missed. And that, in the end, the decisive factor. Big Bro very quickly through the tyres, very niftily done, and reached the finishing line first, but Wolf is the winner. Bugs Buggy, the outsider in the second semi-final, the Ledbetter family from Didcot. Techno Moth has twice lowered the world record, the Pritchard family from Hemel Hempstead.
We're here with Techno Moth. We made it through to the semi-final and we're now up against Bugs Buggy. We're going to take it nice and easy, a nice simple drive, and we're going to beat them to the ramp.
Unfortunately, Bugs Buggy can't leap the course in a single bound, so our tactic is to try and beat Techno Moth to the ramp, then go for goal, go through the tyres to win.
Power up.
So both looking for the fast start. Techno Moth on the left. And a little problem initially, but Bugs Buggy also having problems. It's a Key who comes out of the first obstacle first, and it's Techno Moth lines up on the ramp, leaving Bugs Buggy to go through the blocks, and Techno Moth, having problems, decides to leave the ramp. This is very interesting. Bugs Buggy making its way through and in the lead clearly. Now can it score the goal? Crucial, slow turn, but the goal is scored. Techno Moth with a lot of ground to make up. Through the tyres. At the second attempt goes Bugs Buggy, and the outsiders made it to the final. This is where it all went wrong for Techno Moth. The scoop got underneath the ramp and forced it to take a different route to goal. Meanwhile, Bugs Buggy was scoring, and at the second attempt made it through the tyres to win.
An error has crept into our careful planning. Now, Techno Moth, you said to me at the beginning, yes, they may be fast, but we've got better control.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, the control's there, but as I got to the ramp, the scoop somehow sat down and couldn't go up it first straight away.
Well, we were all surprised. I've got to be honest with you, you didn't like turn around and just go up it back. No,
I know. Well, when you're there, you don't think. I thought, you know, try and get through, and I should have just reversed it, but the back end's designed for going up it. So.
And you try to catch up, but Bugs Buggy were just too fast once again. Andrew, I bow before you, sir. Superior driving. Were you worried at any time?
I was when we got stuck at the beginning in the slalom bit at the beginning.
You scored a lovely goal. You made sure you got the ball in position and you rolled into the back of the net, crashed through the tyres, over the line. You're in the final.
Yes, fantastic, really good. Andrew, no mistakes this time. A real steady, cool drive.
Well done, guys. You're through to the final. Bad luck to you lot. Next time, reverse.
Yeah,
reverse.
Difference of 10 seconds between the time of Wolf and Bugs Buggy, who will meet in tomorrow's final. Big Bro against Techno Moth for the bronze.
And what do you think of Wolf?
Oh, seems to be very good. It's a machine, very well driven.
Doesn't seem to be anything that it flounders over.
Well, it didn't break. It's 32 seconds, so it hasn't got under the 30-second mark yet. But a very competent machine, and it's lovely the way it turns around. It's a wedge, and it turns around and backs into the ball.
The one robot that did get under the 30-second mark, of course, now is out, Techno Moth.
Yes.
And we've been talking all the way through about how clever it is that they had that ground clearance that got them over the ramp, which was really benefiting them time-wise.
Yes.
However, that turned out to be the Achilles heel.
It did indeed, yes. But the one good thing about this story, I think, is that they've been winning a lot, and they're very experienced and they're very good, and I want to give them all credit for that. But they have been competing against children, really, who are less experienced and not really sure what they're doing. And they've just been beaten by a 13-year-old boy, and I think that's a great achievement for him.
For the 13-year-old boy?
I think it's very encouraging for children coming into Techno Games altogether, that you're dealing with a really, really experienced professional team. Yeah. They can be beaten.
It's great. Which one do you think is going to be our winner, then? Bugs, Buggy or Wolf?
Difficult to tell, really. I mean, the wolf usually beats a rabbit, so...
So that's as technical as we're getting?
I think
under the circumstances...
Past performance, maybe wolf.
Yeah.
OK, thank you, guys. And we'll have the assault course final for you live tomorrow night. Plus, later tonight, we'll be going live to the lightweight sprint final. But right now, we can bring you the final of an event which has strained more circuits than any other, the tug of war. We'll go live to the Technodrome in a moment, but first let's see how the finalists made it here and which tugboat pulled off the bronze in the third place playoff earlier.
And Sprocket with the quick early pull, good anchor put on though. All right on the edge and down, finally it goes. A very, very good contest. For all the extra ballast, there's no way they can stop this happening. But down goes Ridgeback, pulls away, and it's going to be over very quickly. British Bulldog with the weight advantage in this battle for bronze. Tony Summerfield looking very happy. Big Bro, the Watts family always seem to look happy.
Power up.
Both pulled into the pit pretty quickly in the semi-final, but no one giving an inch here. Big Bro digging in, so is British Bulldog. Just inching the red flag in favour of British Bulldog, but nothing in it. They're in danger of being timed out. Big Bro can't pull back that little bit that it needs. And the whistle goes as British Bulldog had a final pull, and the advantage was minimal, but obviously decisive. Always disappointing to finish fourth, but it's the bronze medal to British Bulldog after the tightest contest, surely, in the tug-of-war competition.
Congratulations to Bulldog, then. But now we can go down to Andy, who's with the finalists. So, Andy, Sprocket and Storm Chaser, they won a gold together yesterday, and now they're competing against each other. Are they tense? Do they hate each other? Or are they still best of friends?
Well, that's a good question, Philippa. Let's find out. I mean, guys, like Philippa said, you won the gold medal in the football, OK, as a team. Now you're against each other. Have you come to like a gentleman's agreement here? I mean, how are you going to play this one?
Well, it's just a case of taking it how it comes. They're both four-wheel drive, they're both powerful. It's going to be quite evenly matched.
Well, how do you rate your chances then?
I think we'll be all right.
You had to think about that for a while.
We'll be all right.
We'll be all right, because they are bigger than you.
Well, yes, of course, and there's more of them.
Oh, we started already. Sprocket, they're already knocking your weight. Of your robots.
Well,
of your robot, of course. You are teammates, like I said. You won the gold medal. It was a great event for football. It really was.
Yeah. Well, it showed they're two good robots, doesn't it? They're two good robots together. It'll be a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, you work well as a team. Who's going to win gold, though?
If they carry on bouncing like they have earlier on, we might get them. When they're not gripping the surface, and we are.
So, like I said at the beginning, it's all down to traction. One of these guys is going to be walking away with a gold medal. The other one, silver. Let's get our grand final underway, Philip. I think they're ready to go.
Well, just a moment, Andy. I just want to put you in a difficult position there. You're standing between two blokes who are much bigger than you.
Yes.
Which one do you think is going to win?
Mainly because he scares the living daylights out of me. I'm going to go with Sprocket.
OK, thank you very much. Now over to Barry to talk us through the action.
Storm Chaser from Huntingdon in Cambridgeshire to the right of the pit. Sprocket from Maidstone in Kent to the left.
Power up.
Can these two match the quality of the third place final? Oh, it's Storm Chaser pulling away. Sprocket hits the pit very quickly, just over 5 seconds. Sprocket just couldn't find an anchor, the rope flying all over the place. A comprehensive victory for Storm Chaser.
Well, you've won the gold medal. You're going to come back next year to defend your title?
Of course, of course.
What modifications will you make to your robot?
Well, I think we'll try and do something to stop it bouncing. We could easily have lost it because of that. So.
Is that the weakness, the fact that you bounce?
Yeah, it doesn't get the traction on the ground all the time.
Well done, lads. You've won the gold medal. Bad luck, guys. Better luck next time.
Yesterday, Storm Chaser and Sprocket shared the gold medal in the football. Today, Storm Chaser on its own. Time 5.6 seconds, the gold medalist in the tug of war.
So, Martin, you didn't predict the right one. What happened?
Well, they're, again, extraordinarily evenly matched, and it's...
It wasn't that
It wasn't evenly matched at all. I got pulled straight in immediately.
On paper, they were evenly matched.
Yeah.
On paper, they were evenly matched, but Noel, you couldn't help being quite jubilant there, could you?
No, I was very jubilant.
You went very childish for a moment, didn't
well,
you?
I was very... Yes, I was. But I was really pleased that I got the two finalists from the beginning. But it wasn't based on really looking at the motors and things. It was based on having experience with those robots. I know those robots. We both know that Storm Chaser's a real powerhouse.
Yeah. The bronze playoff was quite interesting. I mean, there were two evenly matched robots because it just
well, they
had to stop.
not only the same motors, they had the same wheel diameter, they had the same gearing, they had the same weight.
The same calculated force?
The same calculated force overall. The only difference, technically, between the two was one was using garden tractor tyres and the other was using go-kart tyres. That was the only technical difference between the two.
And so which kind of tyres won, the go-kart or
It was the
tractor?
go-kart tyres one, I think.
The go-kart tyres are the ones to watch then. So for next year, if people are thinking about building robots for this event, what can we expect?
I think what people need to do is a little practice and research, trying by experiment to see which combination of grip and the wheel diameter and the tyre width and the tyre pressure and whether you should have a little bit of sponge in the tyres and that sort of thing. Do a lot of experimenting before you come out.
Thanks, guys. Now, for our final visit to an event which looks likely to run, the solar-powered challenge. Let's take a look at the tech team to beat from yesterday.
Well, they're both away from the start, but Apollo guys picking up pace and going away from the bolt. Apollo guys coming to the finishing line in an astonishing time, 9.75 seconds.
Now over to Barry Davis to see which robot took gold.
First contest of the afternoon has Solar Slug near a camera, entered by the team that won the cycling competition. And their opposition comes from the King John Middle School in Northamptonshire. They enter Sunshine, Jeff Smith, the teacher, Rachel and Kerry, the pupils.
Hi, my name is Chris, and this is my son Ryan, and we're Team Solar Slug. This is Solar Slug, and we hope to do quite well in the marathon race.
Team, stand by to compete.
Solar Slug away pretty well. Sunshine not shining. And Solar Slug picking up pace. Not a bad time, but slowing towards the finish, 11.35. Father and son congratulate each other, and they should, because the time is good enough to put them in bronze medal place at the moment. Heat 2 features Ewat near a camera from Churchdown in Gloucestershire, and William Hewitt. And Bright Idea from Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire, Edward and Martin Simpson.
Team, stand by to compete.
Ewat makes the better start and picking up pace as Bright Idea runs out of them. Ewat coming slowly to the finishing line, 37.35 the time. Not a contender, but an efficient solar machine. Now, Rail Snail from Chesham in Buckinghamshire, the entrant of Gordon Johncock. And from the King Edward VI Grammar School comes Solar Eclipse, Stephen Littlewood and Douglas Orr.
Team, stand by to compete.
Rail Snail off the quicker, bit of a struggle for Solar Eclipse. But Rail Snail not in medal contention, but looking likely to be the first to finish, maybe the only one to finish. Time 27.87. Now the entry from the Willink School in Reading, teacher Colin Burnett and pupils Nicholas Poole and Matthew Gurr. And they're against Bolt, who get a second try after technical problem yesterday. The Hewitt family, John and young Ian.
Team stand by to compete.
And it's the Black Hole to make the better start. And going away from Bolt, but it's a question of time. It's not a bad time. 26.7. Good efficient run. Final heat, Push It V2 from the Ecclesfield School in Sheffield, Richard Hanstock, Cora Lee and the teacher Julia Cook. And they're up against Quickie, a couple of guys from Hogate in York. Hope that it's aptly named.
I'm Alan Robinson, this is my solar robot, Quickie. This is Don. He didn't have anything to do with building it, but he's very good at carrying bags. Now this thing, if it's got sunlight coming straight down onto it, has got the same power to weight ratio as an Intercity 125 high-speed train, so it shouldn't hang about, should it?
That presumes no problems with the track. 9.75 to beat, a very quick start by Quickie, and it might just beat that time. 6.91. The gold medal snatched from Apollo guys in the very last heat. Push It V2 didn't push too far, but Quickie, a very smooth run. Slight wobble of the front wheels, the only problem, but very fast.
Outstanding time there, gentlemen. 6 seconds.
6.91, just inside 7 seconds.
6.91. It's a new world record. Will it ever be beaten in your opinion? Because you're an experienced rabbit here.
I could beat it.
You could beat it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just take some weight off it, that's all it needs.
Right, well, I should look forward to seeing you do it in the next games, guys. Listen, here's the gold medals. Go off and celebrate. Well done, team. Well done indeed.
Well, all the finishers beat last year's world record, which was over 2 minutes. Quickie with 6.91 takes the gold with a 95% improvement.
So right up until the end there, 9.75 set by Apollo guys was the time to beat, but then they were shoved into silver place by Quickie with 6.91.
Really smashed the record there, smashed it, didn't they?
What do you put it down to, though?
They claim to have a higher power-to-weight ratio than a high-speed train. Seems a little bit optimistic, but it seems it's a very, very good result, so I'd like to try and work it out.
Oh, I saw inside that machine. It's quite remarkable what they've done with the electronics, and he's using a very special ironless motor that only draws 5 milliamps to turn it over, which is really, really low power. So it doesn't take very much to turn that motor over, so it can convert very quickly and get it going. And he's made some very special electronics that I just didn't have time to get into fully, where he converts the solar energy into a pulse width energy, and then he can directs it at the motors. So he spent an awful lot of work designing it, and incredible amount of work on the friction.
Thank you. Next on the show, we've had 45 competitors in 11 heats. But now it's time to find out which of our plucky swimbots are going to take the last places in tomorrow's swimming final. Here's how they got this far.
Good splashing style. It's a bit smoother from Tad 1. Hydro 2 comes in second place. Second place is between Calypso and Pete the Penguin. And is beaten by Pete the Penguin. Nautilus Mega Kid is taken over in lane 1. Comes in 31.19. Marlin setting a tremendous pace. Another world record, 11.47. Victory for Marlin. Turtle Duck taking the second qualifying place. But he's now getting away from Stealth Stingray, and Boyant makes it in the corner to be the second qualifier. In comes Cyberduck to qualify for the next stage. Brutosaurus all over the place, covering every lane possible, but finishing in an excellent time just outside the world record, 16.41.
So let's go over to Barry Davis to navigate us through the big swim-off.
The right-hand lane is Marlin, won its heat in 11.47, the fastest time. Nautilus Mega Kid took a little longer, 31.19. Hydra the second, precisely a minute. And 0.05 longer was the time of Pete the Penguin. If you look from left to right, the swimmers get quicker. And Marlin streaks away from the start, leaving the rest for dead. It's going to be a very fast time indeed. It might well be a new world record, and it is 11.13. Had no competition at all. The other swanning around at one end as Marlin hit the wall at the other.
Team Marlin, well done, well done. Now, we know that in the heat, you did the world record, yeah, of 11.47. Well, you've smashed that, because you've just done it in 11.13. You must be extremely pleased.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. It's great, better than we thought it would do, you know.
Well, you're whooping everybody, my friend. You must be really confident to get the gold medal.
We're very pleased about it. We're hopeful, you know.
I think we're looking at the gold medalists here, but you never know. As we know in Techno Games, weird things do happen. But well done, people. You're into the final. Yeah. We'll see you soon.
Certainly, Andy, the form of the earlier heats confirmed in that one. Marlin, the clear winner. Nor does Mega Kid second, beat the Penguin finish, but Hydra didn't. The second race again has the fastest on paper coming from the right-hand lane. This is Brutosaurus from the Bruton School for Girls in Somerset. Boy Ant took twice as long, the entry from Sinfin in Derby. Cyberduck is the second quickest in the field from Cliftonville Middle School in Northants, and in the outside lane the family entry from Worcester, Turtle Duck the slowest.
Power up.
So will Brutosaurus stay in one piece this time? Very good start by Cyberduck, cuts right across Boy Ant, and in fact he's going to collide with the wall. Brutosaurus going in the other direction. Boy Ant trying to avoid the attentions again of Cyberduck. Boy Ant is in the lead just. Now Brutosaurus taking over as those two clash. And Brutosaurus is going to win if it can just turn itself a bit to the left, and it does. 21.91 seconds. Cyberduck is second. Boy Ant is third. But Cyberduck causing such confusion, cutting across Boy Ant, created some room really for Brutosaurus, who suddenly came streaking through from the far right to finish in the near left. Boy Ant having a battle all the way with Cyberduck. Brutosaurus giving some concern to the girls of Bruton School right at the end, when it seemed to want to come to the side wall rather than the end wall, turning in time to take its place in the final. 21.91 the time, but they've got to sort out the steering before the final. Cyberduck 23.97 second place with just the one qualifier.
So the last two places in the final have now been taken. That Marlin, you two are very impressed by it.
Incredible speed, wasn't it? I mean, it's faster than its previous performance, but everybody's getting faster. All the good ones are getting faster and faster. But I wouldn't have thought it's down to 11.13 now.
I don't see how it can beat that in the same day. There's space for Brontosaurus to beat its last time.
I think so, yeah.
They fixed.
Brontosaurus is a really interesting robot. I mean, it was just a bit hairy there at the end.
It would do better if it went straight, actually. I think going bendy is not a great bit of help. And,
do you think? Is that an expert's opinion?
That's an expert's opinion.
Yes, thank you very
much
for that,
And I think the big chicken, which is called Robo-Duck, right, Cyberduck, yeah. Well, it looked as if it was going to win, but it veered off course and banged into the side, so you have to drive them straight.
Who's your money on, Marlin or Brutosaurus?
I think Marlin.
Marlin.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, guys. Now, next up, we've got live action from this year's final in the lightweight sprint. It's been a feast of technical advance this year, and remember, you can check out all the tech specs of featured competitors, including the innovative sprinters Bumble, Cyber Snail and Spike, who we saw earlier in the lightweight competition, at the Robot World website. OK, before we go live to the trackside, let's see how today's competitors got here.
Mammoth comes in, the winner. Winning time, 23.72. Jimmy Strutt second in 30.69. And Daisy comes to the finishing line to take second place and a place in the final, to the delight of Bolton School. And away goes Scuttle. It'll be finished before the others have reached the halfway point. Side to side over the line, 4.9 seconds.
Scuttle streets ahead going into the final then, but right now we can go down live to Andy as the finalists line up in the Technodrome. Andy, the battle really is for silver, isn't it?
It really is, Philip, but there's no way that Scuttle is going to get beaten today. Who's going to get second? Well, to be honest with you, I think Mammoth might do it. That means bronze will go to Jimmy Struts, and as for Daisy, thanks for turning up, really. Hasn't got a chance.
See, I can't possibly comment because I'm not biased at all when it comes to these robots, but don't you think Daisy's in with a chance at all?
No, not really. Hasn't got a chance.
No? Yeah. Well, we'll see. Thanks, Andy. Now over to Barry Davis for the race itself.
Oh, with that hat, Philippa, I wonder whether you would beat Scuttle. But here it is again in lane 1, 4.4 seconds, its best time. Jimmy Strutt's alongside, best time of 30.69. Mammoth's best time came in the semi-final, 23.72. And as for Daisy, well, just under a minute and a half. Has to be Scuttle, but who will be second? Scuttle streaks away, and it gets the steering better this time and breaks its world record, 3.75 seconds. Mammoth going best of the others to take second place, and it's going to be a personal best too for Mammoth, 21.91. Scuttle is winning the race again as Jimmy Struts crosses the line. Come on, Daisy, keep going. Better racing line this time was the secret of the new world record. A little bit of leaning on the barrier. Scuttle's pace looks electric even in slow motion. But the new world record, 3.75 seconds. Take the gold medal again. Mammoth the best of the rest in 21.91, and Daisy made it inside a minute and a half.
So here we are on the podium. It can only mean one thing, it's medal time. First of all, please crowd, go wild as I give the bronze medals to Jimmy Strutti. There you are, guys. Well done. Well done, indeed. And picking up the silver medals. Please go wild. It's the Mammoth team. There you are, guys. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations. And here we go. It's the gold medal. It's the one they all try and get, but there can only be one winner, and it goes to the Scuttle team, everybody. Well done.
Well, lots of people would say that was a foregone conclusion, but it wasn't really. Scuttle could have broken down, or we've seen it explode before as well.
But we're going so fast it could have fallen to pieces.
What made that machine go so much faster?
It's the special design of legs. It's not a true articulated leg. So they've got a little bit of an advantage there. The only way of going faster than they are is to use virtually the same design. Slightly more powerful motor, slightly longer legs, for example.
But what was it about those legs that they weren't articulated? What were they?
They're just moving up and down and slightly backwards and forwards. So they're just on a rotating disc which can go as fast as you like.
So just slightly displaced so they're off the edge of the disc, so just make a thrusting movement up and down.
Thanks, guys. And remember, every day you can help choose the people's robot of the games by voting online at the Robot World website. These are today's potential winners. Scuttle D Squared, it smashed the world record and took gold in today's heavyweight sprint. The Scuttle family, invincible in world robotics sprinting. Big Bro, the most versatile robot of the games, entering 4 separate disciplines. They're racing for bronze in tomorrow's assault course, and they're certainly enthusiastic. Tomorrow, it's the action-packed finale to 2 weeks of Techno Games, with finals in the heavy sprint, assault course and swimming, and the announcement of the winner of the grand prize for innovation. But that's the end of today's events, where we've crowned 4 champions and seen sprint star Scuttle run away with the gold and break the world record for the 2nd year running. Great stuff. Until tomorrow, take care, and remember, if you do decide to get yourself a robot, humans are sold separately. Good night.
If you'd like details of how to take part in Techno Games 2003, call 08700 100 678 for an application pack. Or if you have a text phone, dial 08000 15 33 50.